right, guys, so today we're going to be working on word problems, and we are going to start with a little acronym. This is what we use here at Park, and it's TSRS. And what that stands for is think, sentence, represent, and solve. So the T, think, what we do here is we ask ourselves, what is the question really about? Okay, we really have to know, what is the question about? Is it about dogs, cows? Is it about Fortnite? We have to be able to understand our question. We have to be able to comprehend it. The first S stands for sentence. So here, what we do is we write a sentence, leaving a blank for the answer, which I'll show you. The R stands for represent. So represent the problem. Represent it with pictures, with tables, area models, partial products, any type of representation to show what that problem is about. And then the last one is solve. This is where we finally solve for the answer. So let's say we have this word problem. It says, Mrs. Montoya drinks 3 cups of coffee every day. How many cups of coffee? Oh my goodness, look at that typo. How many cups of coffee will she drink after a year? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is my T. I'm going to think about it. And then I'm going to write a 1-sentence summary about what this is about. So I'm going to reread it. Miss Montoya drinks 3 cups of coffee every day. How many cups of coffee will she drink in a year? Okay, so now I'm going to cover it up so that I can really think about what this question is about. So I'm going to put my T for my think, and I know it was about Mrs. Montoya. Mrs. Montoya. And I know it was about coffee. So I know she drinks coffee. Every day. I remember that. And I think it was every day for a year. Oops. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. That's a 1-sentence summary. Mrs. Montoya drinks coffee every day for a year. So let's take a look. Mrs. Montoya drinks 3 cups of coffee every day. How many cups of coffee will she drink in a year? So I think that fits. I think that fits pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to write my sentence. I know that this sounds kind of weird to do, but it really is very helpful. So my sentence is answering the question, but leaving a blank for the answer. So my question says, how many cups of coffee will she drink in a year? So I would say, Mrs. Montoya drinks blank cups of coffee a year. Okay, so I have my first T, which is think. What is the question about? I think I got that right. Miss Montoya drinks coffee every day for a year. Okay, and then I have my first S. It says sentence, so write a sentence leaving a blank for the answer. Mrs. Montoya drinks blank cups of coffee a year. So check, I think I got that. Now I have my R. This is where I need to represent using, I can use pictures, numbers, models, anything I can think of that's going to help me get to my answer. So I'm going to put my R for represent. And now I'm going to represent this. How can I show that she drinks 3 cups of coffee? So I might even just kind of write 3 cups of coffee per day. And then I know over a year, I might put 1 year. And how many days are in a year? Oh, I know that equals 365. And I know that per day means to multiply. So my representation is really just numbers and words. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. I know that I can show different ways, like maybe I could even do maybe like a little area model. I know I'm going to be multiplying here. And I know that I need to split this up, 300 plus 60 plus 5. And I know that I would need to distribute that 3 cups of coffee to each one. So I could do that. Okay. All right. So I'm feeling pretty good about my representation. I've got a couple different ways, some words and numbers. I've got an area model right here that I could use as well. And now I'm going to go ahead and just solve. All right. So let's solve this. Well, I know that when I solve this, I think I'm going to use my area model way. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my area model a little bit bigger. And let's see how many cups of coffee I would drink in a day or in a year. 60 plus 5. So 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 60 would be 180. Oops. And then 3 times 300 would be 900. All right, so now I'm going to add up my partial products. So I have 900, 180, and 15. So I add them up, I've got 5. This would be 9, and 9 plus 1 would be 10. So using my area model, I got 1,095. And now what I just want to do is I want to check it one other way to make sure that I'm correct. So I'm actually just going to do the standard algorithm way because I know I can do that when I have when I'm only multiplying by 1 digit. So let's see if we get it the same way. So 5 times 3 or 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18 plus 1, so that'd be 19. Carry my 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. 1,095. So those match. So I think I'm good to go. All right, so now what I do is I go back up to my sentence and I plug in my answer. Mrs. Montoya drinks 1,095 cups of coffee a year. Okay, I know that this sounds like a long process, and this is a fairly simple word problem, but as our word problems get a little bit more challenging and they have 2 steps or maybe 3 steps that you have to solve in order to find the answer, this acronym, or TSRS, is going to be very important. And the more we practice it, the better we will get. And you won't necessarily need to set up every word problem like this.